Hello and welcome once again to another episode of Young Finances TV. Today we're talking about student loans. So today I wanted to do a quick video on student loans and your options if you need to do a different payment. So if you get your first student loan statement and your eyes just bug out, you're like, there's no way I'm making an $800 payment and I'm only making $1,200 a month. You have options, especially if you have federal loans. All of these tips that I'm going to give you apply to federal loans. Private loans are a little bit different. I'll have a video coming later about private loans and some of your options if you have private student loans. But if you have federal student loans, there are a couple of different repayment options available to you. And I have them here so that I don't forget any of them and so that I make sure I get you guys the correct information. So if you're looking for repayment plans, you can go to studentaid.gov and I will leave the link down below as well. But that's the website that is sponsored by the government and where you can see your repayment options. And so I did a previous video talking about my experience with my income-based repayment plan. That's the repayment plan that I'm on right now, and it was one of the options available to me. Some of them are not available. Some repayment options are not available to me based on either my income or the types of loans that I have. And so I'm going to go through each of them today to make sure that you can find one that's right for you. The basic repayment plan, which the original payment is calculated on, like I said, if you get that letter and you see that $800 based on, what your loans are, obviously it could be different. But that payment that's calculated, that's the standard repayment. That assumes that you're going to pay your student loans, your federal student loans off within 10 years. And it has nothing to do with your income. It's eligible on subsidized, unsubsidized, federal Stafford loans, all plus loans, as well as direct subsidized and unsubsidized. So you'll have a fixed payment and you'll pay it off within 10 years. Pretty easy, pretty simple to understand. Then if you can't do the standard repayment plan, you have a couple of options. You can choose a graduated repayment plan. On a graduated repayment plan, you'll start off with lower payments and then your payments will increase until you finally pay everything off, still within 10 years. So you still pay everything off within 10 years. You just start off at a lower monthly payment and then it goes up from there. You'll obviously pay more interest this way, but it's also good for plus loans, direct subsidized and unsubsidized, and subsidized and unsubsidized federal Stafford loans. Then finally, if you really can't pay your payments within or pay off your student loan within 10 years and you need more time, then you can choose the extended repayment plan. The extended repayment plan goes for up to 25 years and you can either have fixed payments for the entire 25 years or you can have graduated payments, but it's just extended out for 25 years. This also is for eligible direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans, all plus loans, as well as subsidized and unsubsidized federal Stafford loans. Obviously, you're also going to pay more over the life of the loan in interest payments for the extended as well. So anything other than the standard, you're going to pay more. You're going to pay interest regardless. So with my loans, since I have about $65,000 doing the income base or one of the other ones, essentially it's going to be me paying those loans twice over. So I think it came out to like $112,000 if I did the entire 25 years, but that's not going to happen. And I'm mentioning my student loans. Like I said, I have done a video before on my student loans. If you haven't watched it, make sure you take a look at it. I talk about my student loan balance and how I plan to pay it off within 3 years. So make sure you take a look at that. So then next you have the income-based repayment plan. This is the plan that I'm on. And now this payment plan is very specific to you. It's specific to your income and it's calculated based on your disposable income. It's good for direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans, subsidized and unsubsidized federal Stafford loans, all plus loans that were made to students. It's also good for consolidation loans as long as those consolidation loans don't include any plus loans or loans that were made to parents. So it's anything that you owe, you can do income-based repayment on as long as it falls under those categories. And so your monthly payments will be 15% of discretionary income. The payments change as your income changes, and you can do it for up to 25 years. You will definitely pay more over the life of the loan using the income-based repayment. Let's say you are studying to be a doctor and you get out of school and you have the ability to make payments. You know you're going to be banking in a couple of years, but right now there's no way you can pay $120,000 worth of student loans like the regular payment. So you decide to do the income-based repayment. If you do it that way, you'll pay a little bit right now, and then as your income goes up, you'll continue to submit your paperwork showing what your income is. And then once it's, where it's going to be, then you can just go ahead and knock them all out if you want, or you can go the entire 25 years, which I wouldn't recommend. The next option is a pay-as-you-earn plan. And this is good for, again, direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans, as well as direct plus loans that were made to students. And as long as it's nothing that was, a loan that was made to a parent, you can use the pay as you earn. And so with this plan, you'll pay it for up to 20 years, whereas the income-based repayment was 25 years. This one will be 20 years. You will pay more over the life of the loan, but as you earn and as you submit your income, you will, only pay what you're earning, like what they've calculated for you. And then after 20 years, the rest of your student loans can be forgiven. So let's say that you were only able to earn enough in order to pay off half of your loans after you're paying interest and principal. Then the other half will be forgiven, but you might have to pay taxes on that half that was forgiven. Then next, there's the Income-Contingent Repayment Plan, which is just basically saying that your repayment is contingent on your income. It sounds similar to the income-based repayment plan, but it's a little bit different. There's a way that if you submit and say that I want to do a hardship repayment plan, the student loan website, the studentloans.gov website, will give you the options and tell you which one you're most likely to be eligible for. So you don't have to worry about which one should I submit for, which one am I best to be suited for. They'll help you go through that. And sometimes your student loan servicer will be able to help you with that as well. So this one is good for direct subsidized and unsubsidized loans, direct plus loans made to students, and direct consolidation loans. With this one, your payment changes as your income changes. You can do it for up to 25 years, and your payments are calculated and based on your adjusted gross income as well as your family size and the total direct loans that you have. So that's a little bit different from the income base, which I think is going to be the lowest because it's 15% of your disposable income, which is they calculate it a specific way, but the income contingent might be better depending on the amount of loans you have. So you really never know. But like I said, you can go on there and check to see which one's best for you. And so after making 25 years of payments or the equivalent, then the rest of it will be forgiven, which is pretty nice. You'll know that there's an end in sight. You got 10-year end in sight if you do the regular one, or if you do one of these other ones, it might be 20 years, 25 years. And finally, there's the income sensitive repayment plan, which is saying that your repayment is sensitive based on your income. This is good for subsidized and unsubsidized federal Stafford loans, FFEL plus loans, FFEL consolidation loans. And this payment plan is good for up to 10 years, and your monthly payment is based on your income. If you're having a hard time paying off your student loans, then make sure you look into some of these repayment plans that are available to you. If you have federal loans, you definitely have options. If you can't pay anything right now and you're in school, look into deferment. So deferment is going to be your number one go-to. If you're eligible for a deferment, look into that first. If you can't do a deferment, then look into getting a forbearance. With a forbearance, you don't have to pay anything right now, but your interest will accrue. Whereas with a deferment, everything is on hold, interest, payments, everything. And so that's why that one's the most preferred one if you can't make any payments right now. But forbearance is also available. You can take that at any time. If you have a hardship, you can request, hey, I just can't pay my loans right now. And then they'll push them off for you for a little while. If you can't do deferment, you can't do forbearance, then look into one of these repayment plans and get started tackling your loans. There's also a great guide that I have over at youngfinances.com on how to super ninja hack out of your student loans without paying anything or with paying very little. So check it out. I will leave the link down below as well if you want to get out of your student loans. Those are your options for repaying your student loans. Be sure to give this video a like if you got some good information and a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe because I've got another video on student loans coming out just for you guys. I know y'all had some questions, so be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.